right, good Thursday evening. We do have some weather to talk about tonight as a cold front is moving through this evening, and behind the front we're actually seeing a couple of strong thunderstorms. That's why we've got that blue box here in effect for northeast Mississippi. That is a severe thunderstorm watch. It's going to be in effect until 11 p.m. and we do have a severe thunderstorm in extreme north Mississippi. I just think most of the bad weather is going to stay to the northeast of us. Really minimal chances of rain as far south as the metro, and most of us won't get anything out of this front tonight. It'll come through dry because the air is still relatively dry out ahead of the front. Most of the storm energy with this is going to be in the Ohio and the Tennessee River Valley. Good news is after the front passes, we're going to see more fantastic spring weather just in time for the weekend. Right now, it is 6:48. What time does the sun set? Has the sun gone down? It has gone down about 10 minutes ago. Sun sets at about, well, nope, sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Sun sets at 7:27, so it hasn't gone down yet. So we're close to sunset right now. We've got a temperature of 80 degrees, winds coming in from the southwest, so obviously the front has not come through yet. We got a south wind. It's still warm out there, but that is going to change later this evening. Now, we don't see anything locally on Live IMAX 12, but if you take a short trip up to the north, this is where most of the action is. And you can see the movement of the storms. They're moving northwest to southeast, and I really do think places like Tupelo and Huntsville and Nashville and Atlanta is going to get the worst of this, although we can't discount the possibility that one or two of these storms could get a little bit farther to the south into the Golden Triangle, maybe Ackerman, Kosciuszko, Meridian, those areas of the state. In fact, here's a look at our in-house model showing us really minimal coverage of the rain. I'm only going to call for about a 10-20% chance. This is 10 o'clock tonight. Most of it's still to the east of Carthage and Kosciuszko, headed down towards Meridian and Waynesboro by midnight. And then just partly cloudy skies as we go through the overnight. And by the time we get to Friday, well, we're going to see full sunshine again. But behind the front, we will also see a brisk northwest wind and temperatures cooling down about 10 degrees. So there is a bullseye to the northeast of us where we're going to have that risk of severe weather in the yellow shaded area, mostly around Memphis, Nashville, Atlanta, Birmingham, Huntsville, Tupelo, that area. Technically, we are under a level 1 risk as far south as the I-20 corridor, but really not expecting much of anything here. Here's a severe thunderstorm watch. The county outline shows that we have 2 counties included in the watch until 11 p.m. That is Holmes and Attala counties. A severe thunderstorm watch means that conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms that can produce things like damaging winds and large hail in and close to the watch area. So even areas that are close to the watch will have to watch that over the next couple of hours. In the meantime, most of us won't get any rain, which is good because our local rivers can't hold too much more water. All the rivers are high. We are still above flood stage at a couple places in West Bentonia and Philadelphia, although I think these river stages are going to go down below flood stage very soon and stay there because it's mostly going to be dry over the next week to 10 days. Opposite situation, though, on the Mississippi River because all of the water upstream, and we've had a ton of rain to the north of us over the past couple of weeks. That's all flowing past Greenville and Vicksburg and Natchez in the Mississippi. So the river there is going to be going up over the next week and a half. And right now, we've got a revised crest for Vicksburg. It's still expected to happen on Easter Sunday, April the 20th, but instead of 48 feet, they're now revising that down to about 47.5 feet. Flood stage is 43, so that's about 4.5 feet above flood stage. And a couple of days later, on April the 22nd, Natchez will crest about 6 feet above flood stage. Their flood stage is 48. They're expecting a crest on April the 22nd of 54 feet. And I do think the Mississippi River, is going to stay high for the rest of the month of April. And then after that, we'll have to see what happens upstream. Hopefully, the river will begin to go back down. So for tonight, partly cloudy. After midnight, temperatures are going to be in the low 50s in the morning. Tomorrow, full sunshine. It's going to be a nice, brisk, kind of refreshing spring days. We see comfortable temperatures in the low 70s for highs, but those winds are going to pick up from the north and northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour as high pressure comes in from the plains. That is going to get closer to a Saturday. It's going to give us gorgeous weather for the first half of the weekend. The high pressure being closer means winds aren't going to be as strong, but we're certainly going to still see a lot of sunshine, and temperatures are going to be near or maybe even just a little bit below average for the middle of April. That's for the first half of the weekend. Second half of the weekend, the high pressure moves east, Winds start to turn back in from the south, and I think we're actually going to see about a 10-degree warm-up from Saturday to Sunday, which will put our highs closer to 80 Sunday, and then that warm-up is going to continue early next week. I think we'll be in the mid-80s on your Monday. In fact, here's a look at our temperature graph. Cool the next couple of days and starting to warm up Sunday. Kind of warm Monday, but really not too hot. As long as we're not in the 90s, it's not going to be too hot. Then I think another dry front's going to come through, and that'll knock us down just a couple of degrees. So keeping good spring weather in our forecast really through next week with dry conditions, lots of sunshine, and comfortable temperatures. So for this evening, 20% chance of rain, and that's kind of overdoing it here in the metro. That chance is mainly going to be to the northeast of us. So we're going to call them isolated storms this evening. The storms that do develop, though, in that watch area could contain 70-mile-per-hour winds and up to golf ball-sized hail. That's the reason why there's a severe thunderstorm watch. Even though the storms are going to be isolated, the ones that do develop could really blow up and become severe. But again, I think that's northeast of us. After midnight, partly cloudy. We'll see a light north wind overnight behind the front. Your low temperature in the morning about 53. And then tomorrow, the winds pick up from the northwest. It'll be a sunny day, blue skies throughout. Your high temperature at 72 degrees. Fantastic weekend. We've been waiting about a month to say no chance of rain over the weekend. It's going to be great Saturday and Sunday. A little chilly in the morning, but pleasant in the afternoon. Next week, generally a little bit warmer. Lows are mostly going to be in the 50s, and your highs will mostly be in the lower to mid-80s. But there's really, again, no significant chance of rain over the next 8 days. Small chance coming at the end of next week, but there's plenty of time to watch any potential storm develop. All right, meteorologist Gracie Dean, she got married, and I keep messing this up. Her maiden name was Dencause. Her married name is Morris. So meteorologist Gracie Morris is actually not going to be here tomorrow. She's taking the day off. So in her stead, meteorologist Roberto Zamora is going to be here with your next update Friday morning. And then Megan Hanna will be here Friday evening. And meteorologist Austin Powell will be here over the weekend with your updates over the next couple of days. All right, hope you enjoy the weekend. Take care.